Welcome to Mom Talk Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Catherine. This is Dee Dee.
And we are here to spill your tea.
We want to wish everyone a happy 2025 New Year.
And hope this is the year for everyone.
So today, instead of going over some tea that you guys have sent us, we're actually going to be doing a Q&A. We've been getting a lot of questions and we want to answer them.
How did you and Gigi meet?
That's such a good question because it is a good story.
Yes.
So we actually met. Our kids went to dance together, and it all started actually with me and Caroline. Me and Caroline met off of an app called, what was it called? Peanut. And Peanut was basically a Tinder or Bumble, but for moms meeting other moms and like meeting new friends in your area. And me and Caroline had met off that, and Caroline had introduced me to the dance school my daughter started going to because her daughter was in it. And then Dee Dee was actually already going there because her son was in the school.
So basically, I've seen Caroline already, like she was going to the same dance school. And then suddenly Catherine started coming over. And we were chit-chatting while we were waiting for the children to dance to finish with their class.
Dee Dee was so funny. She was so fucking funny. The
You
shit
were
that
so
you would
funny.
say. We would be sitting there and there was this like older woman that was always there. We called her like the dance school grandma. She was so cute
She
and
was so funny.
And we would sit there and bullshit with her. And I'll never forget, I literally said, Dee Dee, why did you come here? And she was like, I wanted to move to an island with, you know, palm trees and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and I fucking wound up here.
No palm trees in Long Island unless they're like...
Fake.
No, like, I know my brother-in-law has a lot of palm trees and he has to like, they sit in huge pots and he has to bring them to his garage or somewhere for the winter, otherwise they die. And they're gorgeous. I love palm trees.
Oh, me too. I think we need to go back to the Caribbean.
I think we need to move there. Let's move there.
But yeah, that's pretty much how we met. There was one day where Dee Dee like came up to me and Caroline and she was like,
they
oh,
were
it's
like,
Johnny's birthday party.
No, so they were like, so the first time that we hung out was when...
We went to Caroline's house.
Yeah.
That was the day you gave us the invitation for Johnny's birthday.
Day. And I was like, which playground are you guys going to? Because like, there's public playgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, oh, we're going to like... She was like, oh, we're going at my house. Why don't you come over? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So for it.
For context, Caroline pretty much has a playground in her backyard. Like a full-blown fucking playground that is gated and everything.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It is. It's really cute. So, but
We
yeah.
had a good time. We chit-chatted. We all like clicked.
And then that was it. From there, we all started hanging out like every day.
And the children love each other. So they all want to hang out. We want to hang out. So we just do it.
It was nice for our mental health too, I think. Because we were all still somewhat struggling with postpartum at this point.
And post-COVID.
Yeah, and post-COVID. Because Scarlett was literally, she was just turning 2.
Yeah.
And Johnny was 3. Lana was turning 3. We were just like getting out of that funk. And like me being on the island, I didn't really have any girlfriends. Especially like, I did, but they were all closer to like where my parents were. Because we had just moved out, like, this far, at least for me. Like, my husband's from out here, but I was born and raised in the city, and I was so new to being out here. And then I did make friends while we were out here, because originally we lived in an apartment in Holtzville, and then when we built our house and moved, and then I had a baby, it was harder because my friends didn't have kids yet.
That's a little hard.
I was, like, pretty much all by myself. Me and Scarlett's days consisted of doing Target runs. Like, we literally went to Target every single day. And that's what I put in my bio on Peanut. And I was like, just a girl that loves to shop around at Target and drink wine. And Caroline says it to me all the time. She's like, your bio literally attracted me to you.
Sold.
Literally. Sold for friendship. But yeah.
So cute.
I love our story. Because it's so cute. And you know what? It's lasting because it's been, what? Almost 3 years of friendship, and like religiously we hang out.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 4 times a week.
We have dinner together and breakfasts together and
We do family night a lot. We do game nights. Our
Yeah, we
husbands
play
love
games.
each other, which is great because it's not just our children love each other, we love each other, our husbands love each other.
Oh,
So-
a game that everybody should check out is a Rummy Cube.
You have to play.
You have to play this
You have
game.
to play.
You should check it out.
That is the best fucking game.
It's
Even though
cute.
John wins every time, it's okay. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. Yeah, that's basically our story. I love our story. All right, we're gonna go on to the next one. So we had a lot of questions come in. Some were for both of us, and then some were individual. So Dee Dee's gonna read one of the individual ones that were specifically written just for her.
Are you in an age gap relationship and how many years apart? Yes, I am in an age gap relationship. We have 15 years apart. 11 years ago we met. We've been together for
Wow.
11 years.
And how old are you now?
We're gonna be married for 10 years in 2026. So next year we'll be 10 years married. Yeah,
Are we
a
gonna
lot.
do something big?
We have to.
We have
We
to.
have to.
Oh my god, we should start
Vow
planning.
renewal.
Yes, absolutely. 10-year vow renewals? Are you kidding? I already have mine planned and I'm only married for 2 years. I'm not kidding. I'm going to do my vow renewal in Italy. I am not kidding. In
Interesting.
Italy.
Interesting.
Overlooking the water in Pasatino. On like one of those beautiful fucking mountain
On the
things.
mountain thing.
Yeah, where it's like all buildings. I think we know.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
houses on the hills.
Yes.
The houses on the hills. They're
Oh
so
my
cute.
god. Yes, like right there. I want to do just one long table with just like my closest family and friends. Obviously our children, hopefully. We'll have 2 at that point. And then yeah.
She has it planned.
I have a plan.
I have no clue yet. It's next year.
8 years to go, but it's okay. I want to go off that because let's go into more detail. You guys have been together for 11 years. How'd you meet? You met through work. How did you guys start dating?
Well, we started talking more like friends. We were friends first, and the first year I met him, we were just like friends. But I felt like we wanted to talk more, but it was just like, not that we weren't allowed, but it like we had to go home. Everybody had to go back to like their lives, because I was here just for the summer, so I had 2 jobs
You were here on a work visa.
on a work visa, and I had to work and then go home and sleep and then do it again and again.
Mm-hmm.
And then while we worked, we talked a little bit, and that was it. And then the next year when I came, we were able to hang out more because I lived closer to the where we work, and he was coming more and more like to the house, and with other people we were hanging out, like a group of like other students and like the managers and like some other workers, and it was very cool. We played poker and it was nice. And then I don't know, one day we were playing poker and shit went sideways.
And shit went sideways. Aww. Dee Dee and John work well, so good together. It's like not even funny. If you were to like, I feel like some people wouldn't think so, just because obviously the age gap, and it's a controversial thing for a lot of people. Who fucking cares? It is what it is. But I feel like if you knew them and you see how they interacted with each other, then you would just know that they were like literally fucking designed for each other. Because even though he's older, Dee Dee's a grandma.
And John is childish.
Yes, so it literally just fucking works.
So yeah, we meet in the middle. We kind of do meet in the middle. Like
Mhm.
I sometimes I do feel that he's older and like he see, but I feel it because he's a man also. He just sees things in a different way, and the way he has grown up, the way I have grown up, like it's just the way we are. But I feel like we do complement each other very well,
Yeah, you do.
and we can build well together.
Mm-hmm. And you guys have a perfect little boy together. So
Yes, we would
it
adore him.
works. So we're gonna go on to the next one. So one came in for me, and I don't know if this was a dig or if this was just like a legitimate question. How does it feel to have parents who are viral and famous on TikTok and social media? Are you jealous? Okay, I am not jealous. I am so freaking proud of my parents and their growth on social media. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it was all me, it was all me. A big portion was, my mom has always been one to constantly share like her foods that she makes. Like, she vlogs. My mom is a vlogger through and through for like ever, and she's always posted her food like recipes and her workouts on Instagram. But Instagram is so shady sometimes. It doesn't move. Where like TikTok is an app where you have a better chance of going viral than you do on Instagram, unfortunately. And I was like bitching at them. I was like, Mom, you have to go on TikTok. Like, you should just start posting the shit that you do on Instagram on TikTok.
I do remember her before. I do remember her posting on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, always.
Like, always.
She still does. On her private account, she still does
Yeah.
all of her workouts on there.
Yeah.
Like, every single day.
She's very consistent with everything she does. She's like a good example for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you did tell her like it's the best platform to go on. And I remember
To monetize.
They were resisting you. They were like, oh, we don't want it.
Yeah, and then one day we created an account for my parents, and my mom had posted like maybe 3 or 4 of like the ones she had already posted on Instagram that were like her workouts. And then there was the video of the spectacular Give Me 14 More with the sweet potato pancake video, which my mom had actually taken of my dad a year prior to that video going viral, because my dad had just recently gone through something medically, and she was changing his complete eating habits. So all of his favorite things that he would like to eat, she would recreate them in a healthier version. And she always took videos of his reactions just to have for herself. So when that video popped off, I started helping them because they were like, maybe we'll post like once a week or every here and there. And I was like, nah. You guys are viral now. It doesn't work like that anymore. So I was going to their house every single day for like 2 or 3 months. Like, my personal life became no life. I wasn't around anybody unless I was with them at night after I'd come home from my parents' house. And if you don't know, my parents live about an hour and 15 minutes from me. So I was driving there every day to help them record, help my mom figure out what recipes to make. I was like directing and producing. I was also in like, not in charge, but I was the person who was running their TikTok.
She was their manager.
Yeah.
She was literally their manager.
Until I found them a manager. And I was editing, I was producing, I was posting, I was helping with the captions, like all of it. And I'm not going to sit here and say, well, it was just me. They are the front faces of their TikTok.
They created the videos.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was my mom's
but
concept.
You have manipulated it and you have managed it to become what it is.
I helped them stay within the algorithm of staying viral. And I don't think I can say, but something very exciting is happening next month for them. And I am so freaking proud. I can't say yet. Can't say yet.
It will come out.
Yeah, it'll come out soon. But I'm not jealous of them. I am so proud of them because my mom works her ass off every day.
You are part of it regardless.
Yes, I am the behind the scenes of them. They, like, if you get a response to a message on their TikTok, or like a lot of the times I'll respond to comments, or if you're really fucking mean, I'll delete your comments. So that's me. But I really do run their page. I did more so in the first like 5 months. I want to say the last like 3-4 months, my mom's been basically doing it a lot just herself. But as far as like editing their videos and all that, I still do all that with them. Me and my mom were actually talking the other day about me coming back and like helping them full time again, doing with the content creation and whatnot. But just to answer your question, I am so proud of them. They are my visionary as to why I decided to step forward into doing social media. I had a whole plan when I first saw how they went viral, and like I looked at Andrew and I was like, see, it's possible, like we can do this. And at the time I had a TikTok that I did not monetize. I did not post videos. I didn't do any of that. So I created a brand new TikTok and I said, we're starting from scratch here. And I told myself, I'm gonna wait until they're so heavily populated on TikTok, and then it'll be my time to shine. So after that, then I started, I think like 2 months later, I started doing videos with them and monetizing my social media. But I'm not jealous. I'm proud of them. And they are so deserving of the recognition that they're being given because they work hard. They're amazing people. And if anybody should be viral on the internet, it's my parents. Because they're amazing. And they're fucking funny. My dad is hysterical. He is the biggest
And
jokester.
he's sweet, and he's so sweet. And your
Genuine.
mom is amazing.
They're the best. Like, and I know a lot of people say this about their families and their parents, but when I look at my parents, I genuinely see them as, like, the best people on the planet. Like, I couldn't have been more blessed to have them as my parents.
Same.
Right? I mean, I do. They have helped me and Andrew every time we've ever been in a rut, anytime we've ever had a problem. They're always there. I've never... And me and my dad bicker. Like, we fight like a married couple. It's actually really bad. Like, we'll curse each other out, and then 20 minutes later, we'll pretend it didn't happen, and we're just smiley and fine.
Well, that sounds familiar.
But I have the best relationship with my parents. They became more of my best friends after I moved out than obviously when I was home, which I feel like happens with a lot of people.
Yeah, you appreciate them more.
I did.
You grow to appreciate them more.
Yes, especially when I got pregnant. That's when, like, my mom became my best friend.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was it. How do you feel about your parents being viral and famous on TikTok and social media? You're jealous? No, and I'm proud of them. And I see big things for them in 2025, and I'm gonna fucking push them. It's gonna happen. I'm a pusher, Didi. I'm a pusher.
She is a pusher, guys.
I am a pusher. I am a motivational pusher. I like to see my friends and my family constantly succeed, even if I'm not succeeding, as long as they're succeeding. And like I do it with Didi and Caroline all the time, because like Didi wants to pop off on social media, but sometimes won't take the steps in doing so. So I'll sit there and I'll be like, we could do this, 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 this,
And then I do nothing.
Yes. And then she gets sad that it doesn't work. Social media has become like a passion project for me. It's always been something I've wanted to do, and I just never did it or stayed consistent with it. And then once I saw it with my parents, that was it. I was like, it's ready to go. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Okay, Didi, what made you want to move to the US? And how tall are you?
For backstory, Didi's from Bulgaria.
Yes, Didi is Bulgarian. I'm Bulgarian.
I love that you spoke in the third person.
I was studying in a university in Bulgaria. I was studying Spanish linguistics, and I was doing great, but I just wanted to come for the summer because like my summer is open, there was nothing to do, and I was like, I have to do something with my life. And usually I would work, like I was a bartender in Bulgaria, I was working like as a waitress, this, that, and I was like, they offered those work visas to come just for the summer for only for students, and I took the opportunity, they accepted me, and I came for the summer. And at first my agent was like, so you're going to Long Island, this is an island, it's right next to New York, and I know that New York has 4 seasons, right? Like I was aware that like I'm coming to like kind of like the weather that I'm leaving, because Bulgaria is pretty much the same latitude. I'm not sure.
Idea.
It's the same geographical position, I think, on the globe. So it's the same weather. It's just here you have a huge ocean, huge one, big ocean. And yeah, he was like, oh, you're going on an island. I was like, oh my god, palm trees, beaches, yes. And yes, beaches all over the place. Palm trees, not so many. Warm weather, it gets warm for like a month, I would say, but not enough for me. Not enough.
Didi, it's warm breezy. From June until September.
It's always breezy, and always when you go to the beach, it's always breezy, especially by the ocean.
It was
always.
hot this entire summer.
It was.
We were at the beach every day.
It was wonderful. It was beautiful summer. It could have been warmer.
Oh my god. This girl, it's 80 degrees out. Where's my sweater?
I'm built differently. I don't know what I'm made of, but like I'm always cold.
Oh my god.
If you guys know solution besides moving somewhere warm, let me know. I'm not getting a sauna in home. I had one.
A sauna?
John got me a sauna.
Why don't you use it?
I gave it away
Why?
because I didn't use it because it was at home and it was like I had to sit there by myself. Like imagine just going in the sauna.
How long ago was this?
Oh, long ago before I
Okay.
met you.
I was gonna say, bitch.
And we had to make space for the crib.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It was a big sauna.
But her reason for staying was John.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was.
Let me tell you. So I came and yes, the palm trees, the beaches, and then I met John, and he was interesting and wonderful and smart and funny. And when I went back home, I kept talking about him. Even my mom, you kept mentioning John. Who's John? Like, and I'm like, John, you know?
John.
You know, John. And then the next year, John was like, hey, are you coming back? And I was
Wait,
thinking
he texted you like months
on,
later?
on Messenger. Yeah, on Facebook, because we became friends. Like the first year I came, we became friends on Facebook, and we were friends. And then I did great job working with him at the car wash, and I guess not only him, but everybody was wondering like, is she coming back like to work? And
Didi was high in sales.
I was very high in sales.
That
was-
sharp look you had.
Oh my goodness. One lady was like, you're gonna sell planes one day.
Oh, that's such
Yeah.
a sweet compliment.
Yeah, she was like, you're so good. I was really good. I had that attitude, I don't know. I had it
A
then.
pusher.
I was a pusher then. I had it for like a little bit. But then, okay, so, and John
I
was
had
like,
it
are
for
you
a little
coming
bit.
back? And I was like, I was thinking of going to Africa.
I remember this story.
And I was like, ooh, Africa, you know, it's interesting. Maybe I can like work with children or like see, like, it's interesting.
Africa is a beautiful country.
I love Africa. I still want to go. I still want to visit Africa, but I'm not sure when, now that I have a child. And now I'm thinking, oh, I don't want him to get bit by a mosquito in Africa.
Yeah, no, you don't.
You know, the smallest little thing there, it's like, ah. So, however, John was like, are you coming back? And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, I'll come back for
Fine.
you, honey.
And then I told my agent, hey, I want to go back. And then I came back, and then we hit it with John. We hit it off, and then we got married. I wanted to stay because there's so much more opportunities here. Like John was like that was my first reason I came. Like, oh, like I want to see it. I want to see what it's like what it's about, America, you know, how are they doing everything, because I've seen Europe, I've seen Asia, and I don't know, I just wanted to see more.
Would you say America is the land of opportunity?
I think so. I think it still is
Compared to Bulgaria.
compared to other countries in Europe.
Yeah.
Yes, still is. Still America is great.
They're
And-
watching. Say nice things. I'm just kidding.
No, I like it. I like the life that I have built for myself and my family here. I love my husband and my baby, and they're the most important thing. So everything else just comes after that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm grateful you
It's
moved
been
here.
hard to be away from family. That's hard. But they have been supportive, they've been understanding. We talk, now the technologies are amazing, and we FaceTime all the time. And I can talk to all my cousins and all my uncles and aunts anytime I want to, send them pictures. So,
One of the reasons why we skipped one of the weeks of filming the podcast before the new year was because Didi's mom was here for like 3 weeks.
yes, my mama was here, and it was wonderful. Like, I wouldn't, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a great time.
She's the best. I love your mom.
Did you like her?
I
She
love
was so
her.
she's
She's
sweet,
so cute. There was a language barrier because her mom does not speak English, but it was so sweet, even though Didi unfortunately had to be our translator every time we had a conversation. Poor Didi.
No,
But it was great.
She's sweet. She's sweet.
When we were playing Rumpke, she was fucking hysterical.
Right? She's an accountant. She's sharp.
I was surprised she didn't win.
She was about to there. It's hard. That game is hard, guys. Rummy Cube again.
Sponsor us, Rumsky. We'll play it while we fucking talk.
That I would love. We play so many board games together.
Fuck the movies tonight. We need to have a game night.
And honestly, like, yes, it's been wonderful in America and everything, but the one thing I was missing for the longest time was friends. And once I found that, now I feel better and better, complete.
You feel complete, Didi. Admit
Yeah,
it.
it absolutely. It feels good. It feels good to have people around you to rely on and do stuff with, to push you.
Oh, sure.
You're so funny, Katerina.
Thank you, Diliana.
Blah blah blah.
But yeah, aw. Well, I'm glad for one that you decided to come back. So thanks, Jonathan.
Yeah, John made me. John lured me in. Let me just mention the second question that was personal was how tall I am. I'm 5'11".
She a doll bitch.
Yes.
All
Alright,
right.
Catherine, next.
Okay. What are your goals for the podcast? I feel like there's so many goals with the podcast.
Yes, there's so many directions we can take. Right now, our closest goal is to gain more followers and for you guys to engage more with us. Send us more stories, please.
It's very important for the
Yes.
podcast.
It is important because we are based on what you guys share with us, and it's completely anonymous, so nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets hurt. And if somebody can benefit out of it, good. If not, skip.
I feel like this podcast is such a passion project, though. Like, we've talked about doing something like this. Like, this was talked about, like, over a year ago.
Yes.
Like, doing some sort of podcast. We just didn't know what. And then when the whole thing with Mom Talk, like, went viral on TikTok, I felt like it was just such a perfect opportunity for us to just jump into the podcast. Because a lot of people were coming after us. So, like, what's your drama? What's your drama? And it's like, well, we're not at a place to spill our tea, but we're at a place to spill yours. It is interesting to hear like the shit that goes on in other people's lives, but the best part is that it is anonymous. So like nobody gets hurt in the end. Like we don't know who you are. Nobody knows who you are. It's almost like a fictional story in a sense because we have no idea if these are real stories that people are spilling to us or if it's like real life. Which is also good in a sense because there are some things that come in and it's like we really fucking hope that those things aren't happening. Like we had just gotten a message the other day that we'll probably talk on in the next episode, but it was like I abandoned my child and it's like that's scary. That's like I don't even know if that's not I don't know. But there are some things that come in and it's like that's horrible. But there are other things where it's like the holiday one where she was like, I found out my boyfriend was cheating, but like, fuck you. I'm gonna go fuck his boss now. And like, that was just like, like I live for that.
Good hearing about it. Yeah, there's some things that are so interesting to hear. They sound like from a movie plot and they sound like, oh my God, is that like for real? But then there's stuff that are like, I hope that's not real. I really hope that they're kidding.
And as much as like, it's interesting to hear other people's tea, it's also like, I feel like it's not that we're an advice column because we're not, we're a podcast, but I think we like the idea that if we could help even one person and like the opinions of us on the podcast, I feel like it's just so beneficial to not just us but to others because I've been in so many, like myself, I've been in situations where it's like, I've had shit go down and I've had the closest people to me try to give me advice and I've never listened to it or like taken in their opinions. But then it's like some random fucking stranger, I'll be like, oh, it clicked.
Yeah, same thing. They say the same words, but it just because it comes out of like
some stranger's mouth.
Yeah, it's for some reason it does work that way.
It does. And I feel like that was one of the one of the reasons why we decided to do the Spill Your Tea. And like, sure, it's juicy fucking messages that come in, but it's also like, hopefully we're benefiting by helping someone hear somebody else's perspective rather than someone that's close to them.
And that's why we have also invited the men to participate, so we can hear some of their perspective, because sometimes like men don't understand women and women don't understand men.
Right.
So it's like, what would you do in that situation? This is
From a guy's perspective.
Yeah, and this is all we're doing. What would you do in this situation, or have you had that situation, and what did you actually do?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're just sharing kind of our own stories every time, because sometimes we have been in similar situations.
I think I would say one of our goals for Mom Talk is maybe a rebrand. We've talked about it. We don't really know. Just because we want people to also feel confident in coming and sending us messages does not have to revolve around being a mom. You could be anyone. It doesn't matter. One of our goals with Mom Talk is to maybe reach like 10,000 in 2025.
Yes, that would be
10,000
be
followers.
sweet. That's
Right?
that's a good goal.
Maybe be able to get onto Apple. We have not figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah.
Get onto all platforms. One of my favorite freaking influencers, and I'm going to talk on this because I'm just so excited for her, and it was such a goal. Avery Woods just went onto the Unwell Network, and I don't know if you know what that is. Okay, Alexandra Cooper.
Okay.
Call her daddy. Okay, so her network is Unwell. And she has like basically an entire platform of podcasters in her network. So like Alex Earl, Haley, I don't remember her last name. Like they all have podcasts under the Unwell Network. So Avery Woods just signed a contract with Alexandra Cooper to be on her Unwell Network. So now she's involved with Alexandra Cooper. And I think that is so amazing. And there was something that resonated with me when Avery Woods posted about her joining the Unwell Network, and she was like, 2025 is the year of women podcasters. And I so fucking agree, because I really do think this will be our year with this podcast. I think we're going to change some things up. I think we're going to figure a lot more out. I mean, when we started this, it was just a vision. Like, we had no idea what we were doing. We had a camera, we bought microphones, we made a room in my house, and we were like, let's just fucking get to it. We've had so many trials and tribulations with this, but this is just the beginning of our story, and I really do feel like we're gonna grow so far. This is our year. Like Avery Wood said, 2025 is the year of women podcasters.
We will
and their
figure it
voice.
out. We will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Didi. Good for you on that one. All right, let's move on. The question for me and Didi. How do you do content, a podcast, and parent?
Okay. So it's not that hard, but it is like time management.
It's challenging.
It's not I would say, okay, so I parent every day from morning to evening, every single day, right? And then daddy gets home, he helps, we have dinner, we get together, we play, maybe right after school we play.
Let the kids tire themselves out.
So we are like parents forever and always.
We're parents first,
Yes.
and then
always.
content and podcast after.
Yes, and like right now our children are in school. They're either in school or with their dads when we do the podcast. We do a podcast, we try to film like 2 episodes in one night, so we're good for 2 weeks, so we basically film twice a month.
Mhm.
So that's like, not like, it's
The podcast is probably easier as far as time management than like content creation.
Content creation.
But I would say, before we even go into that, I think one of our biggest benefactors with the podcast is that when we do it, like Didi said, our husbands will watch the kids. And I don't think if we didn't have such supportive and great husbands that we would be able to have the time management to do the podcast.
Correct.
So we're grateful for that.
Correct.
And like, we've had people say like, oh, well, where are your children? How do you have time for this? And it's like, fortunately for us, we have the privilege of having husbands that want to see us succeed, love the idea that we're doing this, and are happy to take the kids for a few hours once a week. Which obviously they do more than that, but
They
like
do.
for us to do this, they do take the kids so that this way we can work on our dream of this podcast.
Yes, correct. Very helpful husbands we have.
Yes, we
Grateful
do.
for them.
Very grateful. But as far as being able to manage them all, like Dee Dee said, there is a time management, but I feel like content is not as easy as us taking a few hours to sit here and do the podcast. Content is like 24/7.
Well, let's say Catherine, she's more engaged into posting content on the social media. So like sometimes she has to be alone. Sometimes she can do it quickly in the bathroom. You know, like her child doesn't need to be restrained for her to make content, or anybody. Like your child can be around and you can still make content. Like they play around you and you can set up the camera so you don't show your child if you want to show them, if you don't, whatever.
I'm grateful that my husband has come to terms of doing social media with me, and my daughter actually loves doing it too, which is a huge help.
Yeah.
Because like Scarlett will look at me and be like, "Mommy, can we make a video?" And I'll be like,
Aw.
"What do you want to do?" Like there was one we did recently where she was like, I was like, "Mush, let's do a video of you trying on your Christmas Eve outfits and let people choose it." And she was like so excited about it. And in each of the videos she goes, "Okay, next dress." And I was like, "Girl, you're a natural." Like it's not like I'm forcing them. Like my husband I will force sometimes. 100%, because he works a full-time job. He's exhausted. He works early morning, so he gets home at 1 and he's just like tired. But he also loves the idea that social media could bring us a living where he can slowly at some point hopefully come home full-time and do the social media with me. So that's a huge benefit when it comes to content, because he'll make the content with me. And for the longest of time, he wouldn't. So it was a lot harder of having to think of ideas to do on my own and constantly have to engage with my viewers of what they would want to see, because I wouldn't say I necessarily have a niche when it comes to social media. I guess it's more of like lifestyle, husband and wife, fashion, and makeup. Which was one of the questions came in, so I'll get to it at a different time. But it is time management, but it is overwhelming. It's very overwhelming, and it's so interesting when people are like, "Are you gonna get a real job?" Like I had some fucking asshole come on my page like 2 days ago, and they were like, "Now that there might be a TikTok ban on January 19th, are you gonna go get a real job?" First off, I am so grateful that you look at me like I'm a real content creator, that I make money on TikTok. Thank you so much, because I know you wanted that to be a dig, but it wasn't, because honey, like I am getting brand deals. I am. I'm being invited to events. I am getting brand deals. I'm not making enough for this to be a full-time job.
You're not living off of TikTok.
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, do I make money off TikTok? Yes. Do I make money off my TikTok? No. My parents will throw me down some, for helping them, but that's as much as I make off TikTok. That's about it. Other than that,
his dig was not.
it was not, but that was a compliment, if
Yeah.
anything, so thank you. But I would say social media, at some point, I do want it to be my full-time job. I don't have 10,000 followers yet, so I cannot enter the creator fund. Not that I would at 10,000 followers. I want to have such an engaging platform that I know I will make money and monetize with social media, but we're growing right now. I'm in the growing stages. I'm actually about to hit 7,000 followers, and I'm really grateful that I'm gaining the following, but it has not been easy, and I feel like that's something that people don't realize. Creating content is not easy. It is in a sense time consuming, and it's mentally draining having to think of things, but now I feel like it's becoming easier because I'm doing a lot of day-to-day things. So like things that I do in general, I'll set up a fucking tripod, and it's like I'm already doing it, so why not just share it? I feel like this type of question goes hand in hand with like, if you have a goal, right? let's say you have a goal, let's say you work at a law office, right? You start out and you want to make it as a partner in your company at some point. It's like you start out entry level and you want to grow up, you want to grow the ladder, you want to make it to the top, you want to make all the money, but there's always a starting point in everything that you do. And for us, I would say for us, we are in a stepping stone of growing within our platform. So we're making time for it because there's a goal. It is a job. I would say, even though I'm not getting paid a lot from social media, I'm growing to the point where I can monetize fully off my social media. So it's a stepping stone. I'm growing with it. So I'm not working 8 hours a day doing social media, which is nice, but I'm working a few hours a day making content, and it is a job to me.
It's labor.
It is.
It's a lot of things that you have to do and set and prepare and
even though it's time consuming, working a regular job is time consuming. So parents who work a regular job, they have X amount of hours out of the day that they're not with their family. So there are days where if I have to do content, Andrew will take Scarlett and I'll do some videos. It won't take 8 hours. It'll take maybe an hour for me to knock out 1 or 2 videos. Then I'll sit there and I'll edit for about 45 minutes. Sometimes not even that much. It used to be that long. Now it's like 10-15 minutes. I can edit really fast and then I'm done for the day. So it is a job to me. Social media is a job. Am I getting paid? No, it's like an internship right now.
Yeah.
But I'm working towards being able to make that money on social media. So is it easy? How do you do it? If you have a goal, you'll do anything to reach that goal.
Yeah, if you like what you do.
Time management. I think time management was the best answer. If you manage your time as far as when to do what. We pick one night a week for podcasts.
Caroline has 3 jobs, so let's say she only had 1, she could have maybe squeezed in with us in the podcast and other stuff. She still does content on TikTok, but for her, she couldn't manage her time to have and a podcast.
No offense, but if I had 3 jobs and a family, I would not be able to do any of that.
Exactly. No, I'm saying if she had 1 job, maybe she would have sitting here with us. But
Yeah.
she's got 3.
She has so much
and a
going
family.
on. Yeah.
So like
much.
we understand. And yeah, so
there is time management. We have more free time to be able
correct.
to do these things versus someone who is like Caroline, who is working 3 jobs plus a family. And a family is a 4th job. Raising your family, doing everything you have to do for your child and your husband, because your husband is still, there's work to be done, you know?
Always.
So it's like it's a lot. Time management comes into play heavily.
Yeah.
100%. All right, so Dee Dee, read the last one.
What happened with Mom Talk?
Mom talk. Dun dun dun.
Mom Talk. So, like we said, time management is hard for us, just the 2 of us, and we are best friends right here. Like, we are friends.
And Caroline.
And Caroline, and we do hang out every day. Not every day, but like most of the days. With the other girls, we got together because of the trend. The video that we did that went viral for Mom Talk was the original 4 girls that we were just hanging out regardless.
Who were our best friends. It's our
Yeah,
friend group.
It's our friend group. And then people started reaching out, oh, can we join? And they didn't want to join our friend group. They wanted to join our
Mom
TikTok.
Talk.
Our
Yes.
TikTok group. So we were like, okay, and we became friends, like we became friendly, but we couldn't really, I don't know,
It was hard to get everybody together on one day to do content when everybody's schedules were all so different.
Yeah, and
like
then
Danny,
one kid gets sick, oh, I can't do it the whole week. Like, oh, you can't do it today, how about tomorrow? Well, my kid is sick, I can do it the whole week.
like
So-
one of the girls, Danny, who she has a little girl, not Frank and Danny, like as much as she wanted to do it, again, the time management, and I love Danielle. The thing is that she also had like 3 jobs and then her child, and they also lived like 50 minutes from here. So
Yeah.
it was also hard for her. It ended up becoming hard for us to just get together, even as just friends. But me, Dee Dee, Caroline, we've been best friends from well before that viral video. And then we're always together, so doing this is still just like hanging out for us.
Yeah,
So it's easy to manage.
I still feel we are like Long Island Mom Talk.
We are Long Island Mom Talk. We are
I don't
the
think
OGs.
anybody else is.
No, we're the
So-
OGs.
Yeah, we are Long Island Mom Talk. It's just what happened to Mom Talk.
What happened to the other girls? It's just hard to get together.
That's it. Yeah.
There's no like crazy like there was a fight, there was drama,
But
everybody faded. Like none of that happened.
But basically, we were doing like, you know how we did the dancing videos with all the girls and stuff like that. Like we stopped doing the dancing videos. Like we stopped doing the group videos together, even if it was just the three of us. But like we said, it was. My mom came for like a month, and somebody was sick for 2 weeks, and somebody else was sick before that, and it was just
The rotating of illness.
yeah. So we haven't. I think
in 2025 you'll see some Mom Talk content.
you'll see something better.
Yeah.
I think Mom Talk is old now. That's old news. We'll come up with something better for you guys.
Yeah. But we still love all the girls.
We'll come up with something original.
Oh. I think that's one of the reasons why we started the podcast though. Was there was like heavy talks of like how do I explain? There was a lot of rumors and discussions going around, and like me and one of the other girls were actually reaching out to Hulu and a few different agents about pitching the idea of us doing a show. And it never ended up happening because 90% of the girls in the group did not want it to happen. Dee Dee and Caroline being two of them. There was really only 2 girls out of the 7 of us, 8 of us, that actually wanted the show. Me being one, and another girl being the other. So we figured instead of doing our own drama, this is why we started the podcast.
Yeah, because so for us to have like a show, we needed to be, I don't know,
We needed to be
exquisitely interesting. Like
not even that. We needed to literally, all of our dirty laundry would have been out there, and nobody wanted that.
Correct.
If we're being honest.
All of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody
Things that
wants
happen behind closed. I mean, I didn't care. For me, because I don't have anything that's like detrimental that I would be embarrassed to share live. But some people, they don't want their personal lives on there, whether they have drama or not. And I think that's okay. But yeah, that's about it.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's Mom Talk podcast episode. Next week, we're going to go into some more spicy details on different anonymous messages that have actually come in. So please make sure you're sending us more messages, and also make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on all the videos. And yeah.
Very, very good to be back. Happy 2025 again. And see you next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.